Jeremy runs 7 miles per week and increases his distance by 1 mile each week. Tony runs 3 miles per week and increases his distance by 2 miles each week. And how many weeks will Jeremy and Tony be running the same distance, and what will that distance be? Okay. So I'm going to have Jeremy, and I have Tony. We're going to start the equation with y equals, and y is going to stand for their total amount of miles. So I know that Jeremy does run 7 miles per week, but increases it by 1 mile a week. Well, right now we don't know how many weeks that they're talking about, but we know that he's starting with 7 per week because it gave me that. But he's increasing, so that's why I put my plus, by 1 mile each week. So 1x, because I don't know how many weeks we're talking about. Tony runs 3 miles a week, so that's the for sure. But he's increasing, so I put my plus, by 2 miles a week. So 2 times x. X stands for the number of weeks, as I don't know how many weeks they're talking about. That's what they were asking. How many weeks? What will that distance be? Yesterday, the last video in Google Classroom, you should have watched. I know some of you didn't because y'all were talkative, but it showed you how to hit y equals and go and type in these two equations so that it could tell the intersection for you. So you can use that calculator way to go ahead and punch that in to get your answer. You could also use that way that you learned, or you should have learned yesterday, to go to y equals, punch these in, so you can get the solution to these. Number 10 is a word problem about an internet provider, or there's two options. I'm going to let you write the equations for these because it's kind of set up in a similar format to this one, okay? So you can try to copycat off of how we wrote these equations to be able to answer these. Now, the very last one has two equations that right now are not in slope-intercept form. We have worked a lot about rearranging it, where you wrote your goal above it. So the x term has to move to the other side. Right here there's a 6, a minus 6, that we don't want between the y and the equals. So you'd have to ask yourself, well, what's going to make that minus 6 go to the other side? So after you rearrange these for slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, you graph them, and I need the solution. They said solve it by graphing, so you're just getting the point where they meet, okay? Whenever you are done with this page, you need to turn it into the bin. If you did not finish your IXLs for this week, right now is the time to work on them. Y.6 is due at the end of today, and A.1 is due today.